All right. Good evening to every one of you, and thank you for joining in. So we're just going to give it, let me reduce the volume a bit. We're just going to give it 2 minutes or approximately 3 minutes to let others join in. Hopefully they get to join in time and we can begin because we have just about half an hour to start. If you can hear me, drop for me in the comment section. Thank you for joining today. Please drop for me in the comment section that you can hear me. As soon as you come in, let me know where you're joining in from. I'm so elated and happy about this webinar today. And I look forward to meeting every one of you. Right. If you join in, please let me know where you're joining in from. As you join in, please let me know where you're joining in from. We're just waiting for 3 more minutes, kind of 2 to 3 more minutes to see if others can get notified that we are online so we can start. Let me know where you're joining in from. Drop me in the comment section. And if you have issues with commenting, you may have to, I'm sure you would have to subscribe first to be able to drop me a comment. I'd like to know where you're joining in from and what you look forward to learning today. Thank you for joining in. As you join in, please drop me a message in the comment section. You might find it a bit challenging to drop me a message, but check if you're subscribed. If you're not, you may have to subscribe first. And that will be it. Drop me a message in the comment section. Let me know where you're joining in from and what you look forward to learning in today's webinar. Thank you for joining. I'll give it 2 more minutes and we will start. I'd like to read from you. Let me know where you're joining us from, please. Yes, I can see you soon too. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. I'd like to know where you're joining in from. If you don't mind, sometimes I'm just going to share your message. Thank you for joining. And let me know where you're joining in from. We're starting in 1 minute. So let's just try and wait for more people to join in and then we're happy to start. Yeah? Drop me a message and let me know where you're joining us from today. All right. All right. Good evening to every one of you. Thank you for joining us today. We've fast spent 5 minutes out of our time. We have just about half an hour to be here today. I'd like to know where you're joining us from. So if you don't mind, drop me in the comment section and let me know where you're joining us from and what you look forward to learning in today's webinar. Secondly, if you're trying to send the message and you cannot, I think you may have to subscribe to the channel first, and that will make it a little bit easier for you. So we're just going to go straight to the point so that we get the point of the day out of the way and see how we can learn about how to improve the intelligence of our children from conception. So my name is Edidi Ongishola. I'm the founding partner at MIKEDCAREs. MIKED is a social enterprise that provides women of childbearing ages with access to information that promotes their mental health, information to any questions that might post as a mental health trigger for them as they are trying to have a baby when they're pregnant and when they are postpartum. And there is no other special day than a day like this, which is Mothering Sunday, which is Mother's Day, for us to support mothers in what we do. And that's why I'm excited about today's webinar. Thank you again for joining in. Drop me in the comment section where you're joining from, and I will connect with you as we go on. So I'm just going to go straight to the point and begin the webinar today. All right, just before that happens, I may have to take down Sumto's comment. All right, thank you. All right, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. Thank you, Oreoluwa. Thank you. You're joining in from Ondo State. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. I'm just going to begin immediately. Let me know what you look forward to learning today. Yeah, thank you, Ore. I know you can hear me now. Fantastic. All right, let me share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. As soon as you can see my screen, let me know. Can you all see my screen? Yeah. Can you see my screen? Yeah? I'd like to know, can you? Yes, you can see my screen. Fantastic. All right. So we are ready. Who is ready? Who is excited? There's something very juicy going to happen at the end of this webinar. So I advise you watch to the end. That's my advice. It's going to be very short and prompt and very relevant for you. So now let's begin. All right. Is your child's intelligence really in your hand? Is it? I don't know if you have ever asked yourself that question, but today we're going to have to answer that question today. But we're going to answer it within the frame of just 3 basic fundamental factors, which is going to be about what you eat, early stimulations, and the role that the environmental factors like stress play in the brain development of your child. Are you ready? Drop for me in the comment section if you're ready. Let me know. I need to know if my audience is hearing me and you are ready and excited as I am. I like to know. Yeah? I'm just going to end this slideshow and make sure that you guys are seeing me properly. Yeah? Let me. Yes, you are ready. All right. Just wanted to be sure. All right, then. I'm going to go back to the slideshow and continue. All right. So we are just going to look at the 3 basic frameworks that can help assist and improve the brain development of a child. So we're going to look at the framework of nutrition, what we eat, what are you eating, what essential meal types are you eating that can help with brain development. So one of the things I want our participants today to know is that one organ that begins to develop as you conceive or when conception takes place is the brain. The brain development of every human is the brain is one of the very most important organ that begins to develop when conception takes place. And so it's very easy for you to begin at conception to raise an intelligent child with the kind of food that you eat. And so as a prenatal mother who is pregnant or who is planning to have a baby, you must framework your eating pattern within 3 most important meal components, which is surrounded around choline and your fatty omega-3 fatty acid, and one other very vital one, which we all know. And if you know that particular one, drop for me in the comment section. And the third one is your folic acid. Now, every meal that you eat must contain those three major um, components, which helps in the brain development of a child. And guess what? The meals that you eat daily is inculcated. These particular components are inculcated in there, and that's what a lot of you don't know. And that is why at the end of this session, I'll be talking to you more about how you can access our 100 varieties of different meal types that you can, you know, look at to use it to eat healthy for a more healthy experience for you and your baby. So watch this webinar to the end so that you can get value and also understand how you can get value. So sometimes a lot of women don't understand that with your Titus, normal Titus fish, with your soya beans, with your ugu, with your bitter leaf, with your groundnut, with your plantain, with your oatmeal, with your fufu, with your egusi, with carrots, with bell peppers, with green peas. If you are eating a lot of essentially filled up meal types, which contains essential components like fatty amino acids and omega-3 fatty acids, choline, and folic acid. If you're eating a combination of all these meals, you can be sure that the brain stimulation of your child, especially pre-pregnancy and post-pregnancy, can be stimulated to help build, the brain, the building blocks of brain development. The next factor, which is also very, very important, is what we call the early stimulation techniques. If you know any early stimulation techniques that helps with brain development, can you drop it for me in the comment section? Do you know any early stimulation techniques that pregnant women can use? Do you know any ones that will help with neural connections for developing features? If you have an idea, I'd like to see it in the comment section. Drop for me in the comment section if you know any. I'm going to be having this conversation surrounding just about 4 early stimulation techniques that mothers can use. And I think a lot of people already know the most popular of them, or, hear things like, oh, use music, when your baby is kicking and all, it will help soothe the baby. So the number one thing that a lot of us are probably already doing is obviously music. And if you had mentioned music in the comment section, congratulations, you're correct. So music is one of the early stimulations that people should use. You can listen to it via your headphones. You can listen to it anywhere that you want to listen to. As long as music is taking place, it can help with what we call auditory stimulation that improves the brain development of your child. Now, one of the things I like to say about the brain development is that brain development happens when neurons of cells are being created to build on sequences of more brain cells to form neurons and circuits, and that way there is a complete building that's taking place. But when there is an impairment, when something happens to impair that growth, that's when you have some deficiency, and that way you can have an impairment that might lead to your child not having cognitive development, not having retentive memories and all of those. So auditory stimulations like listening to music helps. Another very most important form of auditory stimulation is reading aloud. It helps with getting your child to be familiar with the environment. When you read aloud to your child whilst the child is still in the womb, I know sometimes it might sound like you're crazy, but you want your child to be intelligent. So you read storybooks, you read interesting things, you can laugh, you can express yourself, you can show feelings, attach it to that particular experience. So it leaves a lasting memory of the child understanding that, oh, this is familiar, and helps with language creation in children, and builds a kind of easy way for children to develop their language. And another stimulation that a lot of times we don't do, which I think I see some mothers do but not so common, is your physical touch. Because what happens is that when you are touching your stomach in very, very slight ways, not so hard, sometimes in the same pattern, maybe circular patterns. It helps with sensory stimulation and helps with sensory stimulations of the brain of the child. So you can do it in patterns, just maybe in circular any pattern that you use. Make sure that you stick to it and make sure that it is important for it is. Yeah, you are doing it with the intention of stimulation, not just putting pressure on the stomach per se. Another way that you can, early stimulate your child, which a lot of people don't realize, because we've talked about auditory learning, but do you realize that some children, all of us have different forms of learning? We have audio learners, we have audio learners, we have there's audio learning, there's learning through pictures, visual learning. Yeah. So if your child has audio learning patterns and you are using audio alone, fantastic. But if they have visual learning patterns, you must consider the visual stimulation of your child when they're already in the womb. So using of flashlights can stimulate brain development, because what happens is it stimulates the sensories of the brain, and it makes that so easy, because it makes, when your child eventually comes out and all, it makes it very easy, because you know that, if this child is a visual learner, it's easy for them to adapt to visuals. And then if you notice, most of the time with your infants, you see that when lights come on, when things that are flashy or very colorful comes up, they are very enlightened. They want to know what it is. So for everything that a child experiences, it can be a form of learning, and you should never disregard those form of learning. Now, how do you play a role? This is the part I am interested in, because what we do is the provision of access to information that reduces stress for women and parents, so that they can be in the right frame of mind to give back the right kind of care to their children. So now let's look at the deeper environmental factors like stress that affects the fetal brain development. What if I tell you that assessing stress or extreme form of stress can lead to impairment of the brain development of your child? Now, here is how it works. If you can hear me, drop for me in the comment section that you can hear me and you are enjoying this session with me. Drop for me in the comment section. I need to know that I'm not talking to myself. If you can hear me and you're enjoying this session, drop for me in the comment section that you are enjoying this session. Thank you, Juliana, for joining in. I can see you. Yeah, thank you, Ore. I can see you. All right, so give me the go ahead, the thumbs up to go ahead. Can I go ahead? Fantastic. Thank you, Somto. Can I go ahead? I need a go ahead, thumbs up, and smiley. You are enjoying it. Thank you, Aureloa. So can I go ahead? Yeah? Fantastic. All right. So let's continue. So let's look at how you play a role and how stress affects the brain development of your child. So when stress takes place, and what is even stress? Stress is, those things that affect our productivity, where we have taken up so much, and it's beginning to affect our productivity. So when you have been stressed, there's an hormone that is called cortisol that is being produced. And what happens when cortisol is being produced? Cortisol has the ability to cross the placenta. That's a sad thing. And when it does, it potentially alters the neural circuits and synaptic connections, leading to irregulation of the brain cells. So remember when I said that the way the brain development of a child forms is by the creation of brain cells coming together in sequence. So when brain cells come together in sequence, if circuits come together in sequence to form a brain cell, if something affects that circuit, it's definitely going to lead to an impairment. And stress is one of the most biggest thing, apart from what we eat and early stimulations and all of that. Stress is the biggest factor here, and stress can come from different forms. It can come from the lack of access to information. It can come from panic. It can come from the fear of not knowing what to do. It can come from getting the wrong information and applying it, and then before you know, you're panicking. Before you know, it's leading to more problems. Stress is the biggest form of ways that can affect the brain development of your child. If you don't take anything away from this session today, take this particular line away. Enough said. Walt Disney said, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. I have tried to compress almost a 1 hour session into a 15-minute session, sharing with you how what we eat, physical, how early stimulations and stress can affect the brain development of our children, which can in turn impair the intelligence of our children. So you see that you have a role to play. You see that this cannot happen without you. And the fact that we say it is about you doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, we are trying to put everything back on you. We are not saying that with the mind, we're not saying that with trying to make it look like, oh, you have to do it all by yourself. And that is why this session is holding today. How many of us here are looking to be pregnant? Can you share for me in the comment section? How many of us are looking to be pregnant? Or do we have some pregnant people in this session today? How many of us are looking to be pregnant? Thank you, Juliana. Are you looking to be pregnant? Yeah? Or how many of us are pregnant already? Or how many of us are within 3 to 4 months pregnant or have recently put to birth? How many of us? I like to see in the comment section. I like to have an engaging audience, please. How many of us are pregnant? I need to have a responsive audience, please. I need to know that I'm not talking to myself. How many of us are pregnant? And how many of us here has given birth within the last? Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Aderonke. You are 4 months pregnant. Thank you. Yeah, I like to know. Okay. You're pregnant, Juliana. Thank you. Thank you. Somto, I am pregnant. Okay. Margaret said she's pregnant. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. All right. So moving on. I know that I'm speaking to the right audience. So my sister, the struggle is real low. I suppose that's why you are even here today. You get to face breastfeeding problems. And just so before I continue, how many of us are first-time mothers? This is your first pregnancy? You've never been pregnant before? How many of us? Because it's a different ballgame entirely. Because it's going to come with, and even if it's not your first pregnancy, even if it's your 10th pregnancy, no two pregnancies are the same. So you're going to have to face some breastfeeding problems, weaning problems. And congratulations to those of you who won our step-by-step weaning guide. You're going to face lots of not understanding the sleeping patterns of your child and a lot of questions like, how can I raise an intelligent child? That's why you are here today. Questions on the changes that happen to you or your baby. They are unexhaustible questions that can come with the birthing experience. You can never exhaust it. And working in this sphere for 7 years has made me know that for a fact, because we've had series of cohort programs that we've trained mothers, and we have loads of unthinkable questions that come on in those communities. So this is the reason why our support communities exist, to help women like you navigate their motherhood journey in all aspects. And today, I want to invite you to join the MIKEDCAREs exclusive motherhood support community. Mark the word, exclusive motherhood support community, where you will learn how to navigate your motherhood journey in 4 months. We're not going to, bombard you with so much stress. We're just going to make sure that the program is tailored for you and leave room for you to ask a lot of questions. So we're not doing this alone. With the support of seasoned professionals and other experienced mothers, you'll be able to access every detailed answers to questions that you have in the community. And during this 4-month program, what will you be learning? It's simple. We're going to teach you about parenthood. We're going to teach you about how to, transition from giving birth to your postpartum wellness, because we understand that a lot of times postpartum journey can bring up a lot of stress, body changes, getting back your body back, a lot of things. We're going to hold your hand to teach you how to focus on your mental health, to gain awareness about, the emotional shift. We're going to teach you how to be there for your baby and understand your baby's needs, and how to get your body to recover. We're going to get you to learn about newborn care and initiate your own postpartum exercise. So the thing is, a lot of mothers think that, oh, when they give birth, they have to tie their stomach, use hot water. What if I tell you that a simple walking on one spot in the morning, at least for 15 minutes, can go a long way? Don't worry. In that program, that's what we do. And all this program is valued at 10,000. The first 1 month program is valued at 10,000. The second one is valued at 15,000, and the third one, which we would be spending time to answer most of the baby challenges that you might experience, like the sleeping pattern, the introduction of solids, and regaining your strength. This particular one, we usually tag a little bit higher because it is uniquely done for each mother's specific needs, because every mother's needs is different. And usually, we usually do it at 12,500. And for the fourth month, we'll be talking about how you can manage your time and still give back the right kind of care. So you can live your life, do your things as a mother, and still give back the right kind of care to your child. It is possible without stress. And this is what we'll be doing by the fourth month. And we usually would charge 20,000 naira for this particular program. But today is going to be different. So if you look at it in this perspective, all of what we are offering in this 4 months will normally cost about 57,500. So this program will come with daily access to professional that will answer your maternal and child responses. And all of these responses are aimed at calming your nerves and your fears and your anxieties, and in turn promoting your mental health. Now, you also get a chance to be a part of a community of trusted mothers who share in your struggles. And we are going to also help assist you with your pre and postpartum birth care, where we make sure that your blood pressure, your vitals, your blood levels are appropriately in the right place, so that it prepares you into your birthing experience and your postpartum experience. Now, in this particular exclusive community, every month in the 4 months, we'll be doing what we call monthly draws that gives mothers vouchers to go and shop for their hospital bags. Now, we would do some energizers in the community each of those months. And if you win any of those vouchers, congratulations to you, because you get a chance to shop for your baby needs and maybe even for your own needs, depending on what you want to do with the voucher. Also, this program comes with 3 free resources for you. Our bestsellers meal plan book, which I talked about at the beginning. It comes with 100 varieties of African meal types for your pregnancy, your postpartum, your breastfeeding, and your winning journey. This book has helped over 600 mothers. 600 mothers that have used this book to find out different meal types that they can use for their pregnancy, their postpartum, and their own nutrition journey. And we also have a bestseller book, a mental health handbook that has boosted mothers to use their minds in profiting ways. This book has just been birthed. It was birthed sometime in May last year, and it contains stories that has been shared from other mothers on how they navigated their journey and how they can use their mind to profit their overall experience of motherhood. And then our parenting manual that helps you with transitioning into parenting early and teaches you how to identify situations to parent even from birth. Now, all of this particular book, I've not valued the books. These books, the meal plan book for African moms and babies sells at 4,000 naira. Mental health handbook sells at 5,000 naira. A parenting handbook sells at 3,000. So we're not going to be selling this book to you. It comes with the exclusive community. Anyone who signs up today gets a chance to access all of this. Give me a second. Hang on a minute. All right. Okay. Moving on. So what is the final price to join this exclusive community? Today, you'll be able to join, instead of joining this community at 7,500, you would be able to pay just something very, very, very little. Not half of it though. We're not saying pay 24,500 or 24,250. No, we're saying pay just something shikon because it is the International Women's Day and it is International Mothering Sunday. And no better way for us to do this, because one of the things that we look forward to doing is to make sure that women can access information without stress, without worrying about the cost of it. And if you just pay 7,500 naira today and within the next 3 days, you will be able to access this program for 4 months. And trust me, you will not regret this decision. So hang on whilst I move ahead to show you what other mothers have had to say about this exclusive program. So what happens when you pay 7,500 and what does it mean? It means that you have access to 4 months of a life-saving community that holds you by your hand to have a successful motherhood journey. If that is what you want, then I don't think 7,500 is a big deal. It's something that you will gain value. Trust me, you will gain value. Now, here is what first-time moms like you had to say. If you're a first-time mom, if you're a second-time mom, we sometime in August last year, we started a cohort like this where mothers, over 100 mothers were a part of. And this is what they had to say. One of them said, "It's not a mistake being in this group. I'm learning every day. I must commend Mrs. Oreloa. You are doing well." Mrs. Oreloa is one of the most experienced mothers I've ever met. You don't see, I don't want to even talk about her yet. If you don't want to miss a chance of getting premium responses from her that helps you at the point of your need, I am telling you for a fact that Oreloa is that person that you want to meet in that community, because she was in our very first cohort sometime in 2020 when we started, and over the years she has learned so much and she gives out information based on your unique need. You want to meet her. If not for anything, just sign up because of her. You will come and thank me later. Anyways, moving on. Here is what another person had to say. Same here. I've learned a lot, even though my bundle of joy will soon arrive and I can't wait to breastfeed him. I'm happy to be here though. This is what another person had to say. That's why I hardly heed the opinion of others except a professional. And then we have professionals. We have nurses. We have pediatricians who are going to be in the community where you get professional responses, by the way. I know how many persons that came with their opinion while I was pregnant. Eat this, don't eat that. I only do what suits my body, because everyone will speak based on their experience and level of exposure. Thank God we are in this group. That's what some mothers had to say. Another mother said, "Good morning to all mommies in the house. Thank you so much for the advice given to me yesterday concerning my baby. I tried it and it worked. In fact, I'm enjoying it. God bless you. You all, it's good to be on the platform because I've learned so much, so many things, and I'm still learning. I'll continue to learn. Thank you all, and God bless you." This one and two other mothers had to say, "Wonderful lessons here, learning a lot. Thanks, Mama. I'm happy to be here. Whoa, went through all the teachings. I must confess, I'm blessed." So these are what mothers had to say. So how do you make payment today? If you check the comment section, you'll be able to see a link that you can make direct payment through Paystack. You can make payment through Paystack, or you do a direct transfer to the UBA account staring at you right now. It's just 7,500 naira. Send the proof of payment to the main group, either to the main group or privately to any of the admin if you can. If you can't send it to any of the admin, send it to the main group, and we'll chat you up privately to onboard you to care. The program starts on the I think 24th of March. We'll communicate all the processes of how to start as soon as you make payment. And this is the time we call it a wrap and take questions. Thank you so much for listening to me this evening. And I want to thank you for your patience. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm happy to answer questions. If you have any questions, bombard me with questions. I am happy to answer. All right. Oh, yeah. I said it's our first pregnancy. All right. I'm expecting questions from my audience now. You can ask me questions about the intelligence of your child. You can ask me questions about onboarding into the exclusive program. Please share your questions now, and then we'll call this session wrap. I'm waiting to see questions, and before we end the session. Before you, if you're trying to make payment, please let me know. Send a message. You can send a message to the community. If you're having any challenges making payment, let me know. We'll continue to talk to you about how to make payments to join the exclusive program. However, if you're trying right now to make payments and you are not able to, you have 3 days from now to access this program. 3 days from now to access it at 7,500. After which we'll send it. Yeah, thank you, Juliana. Thank you. If you're trying to make payments right now, and you're having any challenges, let me know. Remember that it's just 3 days window. After 3 days, this program will go back to its original. This price will go back to its original price, which is obviously 15,000 naira. That's what we charge for the exclusive access to the community. But if you make payment between now and the next 3 days, it will be 7,500. That's half of 15,000 naira, and you will be glad that you did. Yes. Right. I'm waiting for questions. Juliana, do you have any question? Thank you for staying to the end. If you have questions, I'm happy to take questions. I'll wait for 5 more minutes, take questions, and we will call this a wrap. Do you have any question, please? All right, Juliana said she's understood very well. Are you have you tried to make payments for being a part of the exclusive motherhood support community? Yeah, Ore says thank you. Yeah. All right. I'm still waiting to hear from you. We have about 2 more minutes and we'll call it a wrap. Have you tried to make payments? Are you struggling with making payments? Have you tried to use the link? Is there any challenges that you're having? You can use the Paystack link. You can send directly to UBA and send us a proof to the community on Telegram. Remember, the price goes back to 15,000 naira in 3 more days. Yeah. I want to use this time because we have 1 more minute. I want to use this time to thank every one of you for joining in today. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things that you can use to improve the brain development of your child. And at least if you didn't learn something, you would have learned the role of nutrition, the early stimulation, and the role of environmental factors like stress in developing the brain in stimulating the brain development of your child, which leads to you producing an intelligent child. So I want to thank every one of you for joining in today. We will meet in the community where we will see ourselves there. Thank you again for joining. And if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them in the community, and we'll be ending this live stream now. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in the community. Bye.